and welcome to Root Zones, bringing you the good news and the bad news of crypto. My name is Wayne.
My name is Manish.
And today, Michael Burry warns the mother of all crashes. The big short investors Michael Burry returned to Twitter after deleting all his posts to warn cryptocurrency and meme stocks investors that the mother of all crashes could be on its way, costing them tens of millions and trillions of dollars. Burry, a former hedge fund manager who shorted the house market before 2008 crash, was portrayed by Christian Bale in the 2015 film The Big Short and became a player in the Reddit rally movement towards trading, so-called meme stocks like GameStop and AMC Entertainment. The bulls make money, the bears make money, but pigs get slaughtered. Burry's latest tweet came after he reportedly flagged that investors have grown more greedy and hence shouldering risks as they are seeking unrealistic returns. Manish, what do you think about Michael Burry?
Yeah, I was also going through some of the blog posts, and based on his analysis, the Bury is predicting collapse in 2022. I'm not sure whether he's referring to a recent time, but his analysis also a prediction. The prediction is for 2022. So let's see.
Let's see what's
Market
happening.
is already going towards that. Yeah.
All right. So before I play a video on Michael Burry, let's bring our dear friend Carl Loon on. Hi, Loon.
Hi,
What's up?
Loon.
What's up?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the show.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, Saturday. So we gotta learn a lot from you. Just for the audience, I think Loon was the one who introduced me. I told about Manish, and so that's why we bring him back to the show every Saturday. I'm
Yeah,
gonna play
thank you for having me.
sure. I'm gonna play a video. Just one moment. Let me just share this. So this is about Michael Burry. Let's see.
Basically short 8.4 billion of credit default swaps related to mortgages or financial companies.
You must have been pretty confident that this thing was going to blow
Well,
up.
we had a giant bet for us, and I was extremely confident in the outcome.
Were your investors as confident?
I think a few investors were.
Some of them thought you were crazy. Some of them probably thought you lost your mind.
I know for sure that some of them thought I lost my mind.
So you made a ton of money.
Made a ton of money, much more than I ever imagined, I'd ever have.
Were your clients grateful?
I think a lot of clients were just glad to be done with it at the end.
Even though they doubled their money?
Well, we made 725 million, I think. Perhaps I had made the trade too big for the fund. And my confidence in the trade had ticked off some people.
Even though you made them rich?
It's remarkable. There are investors who made tens of millions off this, and we're still pretty upset.
You've probably heard of Scion leader Michael Burry. During the late 2000s financial crisis, he was kind of a big deal. So big that an Oscar-winning film called The Big Short, starring Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling and Brad Pitt, was made about his ability to make millions by seeing the financial crisis coming and betting against mortgage securities. And now he is back with another prediction. He believes Wall Street's house of cards will come crumbling down again. He showed his pessimistic hand during a series of 16 tweets. Burry deleted them, but I have you covered. Burry has used Twitter to warn of speculative bubbles in markets and predict a devastating crash. One of his tweets, he actually compares his situation right now to his situation in 2008. People say I didn't warn last time. I did, but no one listened. So I warned this time, and still no one listens. But I will have proof I warned. He adds on saying, speculative stock, #bubbles, ultimately see the gamblers take on too much debt. #margin debt popularity accelerates at peaks. At this point, the market is dancing on a knife's edge. Passive investing's IQ drain, and #stonk scoop hype add to the danger.
Scary.
So guy is back, man. I mean, 2008, he became a hero. I mean, there's a lot of prophecies, a lot of people are talking stuff that are negative, but
Uh,
we are looking at the signs right now.
yeah, but stress out no after what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not spreading fart here. It's
Yeah,
just more
I
for
started preparing for.
I started praying for the doomsday. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Look,
have no stocks.
yeah, I mean, although it's really hard now to know, because I think some of the news are talking that he's speaking about cryptocurrencies, and other people are saying that he's speaking about the stock market. But either way, one of them has to go down. We are
yeah.
very clear
Even
about
no,
that.
it's even if it's a stock are impacted, it's indirectly it's going to hit the cryptos also. No.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what's the difference between stocks and crypto?
Yeah.
Stocks, someone press the button, and I can print 10 billion shares. Bitcoin cannot.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay, there's no one say that. Just like GameStop, I go to print 10 million shares just for marketing, whatever.
Yeah, but
It's like,
I'm coming from my angle. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Loon.
right, I mean, that's the biggest difference between Bitcoin and all the shares out there. There's no one controlling Bitcoin. It's all market forces. So it's not any country. It's not anybody. It's all market. It's all demand supply, and supply is limited. It's finite. Anything else is infinite. So when things are infinite, then there's no value to it.
Yeah. So, but I'm coming from my angle when the market crash, people will not have money. So if they'll not have money, they will not invest in a cryptos. So definitely, it's somehow indirectly is impacting cryptos as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why it's important to educate the public on why uh, parking the value, your money in something valuable.
Mm. And speaking about money that is valuable, I'm going to share this video by Impact Theory with Tom Bilyeu and Michael Saylor on the cryptocurrency investing. Talking about first principle and the financial system and what retail investors like us can do. So let me just share that video. It's quite interesting. I think we have a lot of things to talk. So just look at this person, Michael Saylor, who is a CEO of MicroStrategy.
Strategy.
And the events that took place in March of 2020. And what you saw was Main Street shut down. It literally shut down and came to a grinding halt. And Wall Street had an initial panic and a rapid recovery, a V-shaped recovery. And so we put those two together. You had an L-shaped recovery. Main Street just shut down. And then you had a V-shaped recovery, and we call that a K. But if you decompose it, and I was very sensitive to it, because on one hand, in my personal life, I'm an investor, and in my public life, I run a Main Street company. I run a software company that has people that manufactures software that does things. So what I saw was, if you had a large portfolio of stocks or assets, and you went into this pandemic, after the Fed ended up expanding the money supply, with the interest rates going to zero and the expansion of the M2 monetary base, the money base, you found that you were actually 25, 30% wealthy or doing nothing. You could have done nothing the entire year. As long as, right, the only mistake you could have made is do something, right? If you had $1 billion and you did nothing for the entire year, you had $1.3 billion at the end of the year. On the other hand, if you had a Main Street company and you're generating, let's say, $100 million a year in cash flow, and you're valued at $1 billion because of the cash flow, you would have to be generating $130 million after a year to be valued the same, because the value, the assets that the money buy is being devalued by 30%. If the currency is devalued at some rate, and the money supply expanded to 24% last year, so you could use that as your metric, or you could use the S&P 500's return as another metric. But clearly, the currency devalued, which means that if you're a Main Street company, you had to work 20% harder to get nothing. And if you're a Wall Street company, you had to do nothing to get 20% better. And so what I saw was a shift in balance of power, and a shift in wealth. And it was pretty disturbing to me too.
Yeah. Very, very powerful statement. I mean, you guys can catch out. It's about 1.5 hour. And it's a master class. But I thought this part of the video really shared one thing about wealth transfer, especially as if you run a corporation. I think he came from two perspectives. He personally invested, but at the same time, he also owns a company. But because he owns a company that is very much tied to Wall Street, he didn't have to do anything because the federal government just printed money, brought the interest rate at 0%. It was easy to borrow money and inflate your company. So if you had $1 billion worth in terms of valuation of your company, automatically you have that 0.3. But on the flip side, on his personal side of things, the dollar was already devalued. So he has to work most likely twice as hard to kind of grow that money. So on one hand, he made money from a company standpoint, but on the other hand, he lost money because of holding the US dollars. Loon, Manish, what's your thoughts?
You can see the same thing happening in Singapore also. A lot of banks have been calling me, saying they're offering me 0% interest loans for 1 year, or with a 3% whatever handling fee or service charge. 0% for 1 year. Imagine that. And you can borrow up to 3 times your monthly salary. Yeah, I think, of course, I'll take it 0%. This is not financial advice, but this is what I do. Okay, so I tell you what I do. Okay, in order for me to have my capital to invest. All right, so right now is a very good time to get your cash. All the banks offering so many loans. Okay, just take your pick. I was offered from Citibank. Okay, $12,000 at 0% interest at 3% processing fee. Okay, so 12,000, 0% to be paid within 1 year. Okay, one month 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. Okay, sure. Where is it 0%? So if you spend it wisely, okay, don't go and buy your new iPhone, go and buy a PS5, whatever. No, please don't. Take the money and invest. You invest, you get what? 6% per month. And that is without using your own money. Okay, I mean, once you 1 year up, you liquidate, you sell, you return your bank, and then you just take your profits.
Right.
This is how you do it. This is what I did it, and I asked my wife to do it. This is the way to find money right now. Money is worthless because everybody is giving out money. Every bank has been calling me almost every week. Every bank, Mr. Ching, you want to borrow loan or not? 2%. I said, no, cannot, no, don't.
and that is what.
But very good idea actually.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are Singaporean, okay, or even a foreigner, I find a way. This is the one way to do it. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you. It's why
this is not a financial advice. Those who are good in managing money, they can try this.
Correct. Just don't go and buy your new phone. I buy your girlfriend earrings. Then you die GG. Then your problem. But investment wise, you do investment correctly, then you see your money grow. So imagine you do it during January, when this year January, 1 year after the COVID hits. All the banks are all sweating. Wow, all lockdown, all no income. They have been approaching everybody. Imagine you buy Bitcoin in January. It's what, $16,000? Right now it's 30K. Imagine 10K becomes 30K.
Right. So even if Bitcoin didn't move, you took that $12,000 you bought into Bitcoin, you still make that percentage growth. That's what you're saying. But if the thing jumps by 3x, at least by the end of the year, you give back Citibank the principal sum, but you would have already cashed out.
Yeah, but there'll be a one-time 3%, right? So they will deduct initially the 3% and the rest of money they'll give you.
Yeah. So 12,000, 3% is $300.
$300.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
it's almost nothing. Yeah.
It's almost nothing.
Compared to the amount you have. Imagine for us, we are homemaker, just normal Singaporeans, working class.
Average Joe.
12K liquidity on your hands. Know how liquid is that? That is something that everybody doesn't know one. Because they just think, I have to work, I have to save. No, you need to make your money work for you.
Right.
Mm.
Right. And we have to
Yeah.
put it carefully. I mean, we even this last week we are just looking. Myself and Manish, we do a lot of research on the billionaires, what they are doing, and I think one thing that Michael Tudor, I think it was Paul Tudor,
Paul
the
Tudor, yeah.
billionaire, right? 5% in cash, 5% in commodities, 5% in Bitcoin, 5% in what was that? He put in I think gold.
Oil,
commodities.
and
Commodities.
yeah.
Yeah. And 80% he doesn't know what to do with that money. It's quite scary. Michael Burry came online and saying that it's going to pop. Second is the Fed government still haven't increased the interest rate. So when you look at companies, they are overinflated. PE ratio is above the normal median. There's cheap dollars, and the cheap dollars is using to purchase. So you look at cryptocurrency, we can't find the true intrinsic value because everybody has cheap dollars to buy in. So the question is, can we run faster than the dollar is being devalued? But I think Loon, you mentioned just now that the dollar has increased recently, right? Just maybe a couple of maybe
Yeah,
within
just
a
a few
day.
days ago, US dollar went up.
Mm,
Why? Don't know why. Because we just know that the central banks and the Fed, the FED, selling their assets. Why they
mm,
pumping up the dollar? So they sell their bonds to buy the dollar. So the dollar value go up. But what we don't know is that why they use the dollar for. Where are they going to
mm.
buy it from? The only reason why it's a strong dollar is that you want to buy things
Right,
with the money.
right,
Yeah. So we don't know where you're going to spend on.
right. So I guess
Hmm.
all they're doing is just transfer of the bubble. No, the dollar is dropping. They buy more junk bonds. The dollar goes up, but the fundamental principle of the interest rate still remains. Nothing has changed. All they are doing is just shuffling the both. So I think that's where it becomes a challenge, right? Manish,
Yeah.
anything to say? If not, I will have to hand over to you. You can take
Yeah,
it over.
sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have to share a couple of things now. Let me share the slide first.
Sure.
Today I'm going to cover Golden Cross versus Death Cross.
So while Manish sets it up, join us daily live on YouTube and Facebook, 9 p.m. Singapore time and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. Manish, take it away.
Yep, sure. Thank you. So, guys, this is the snippet where I want to show you what is Golden Cross and what is Death Cross. So, Golden Cross suggests the long-term bull market, whereas your Death Cross suggests the long-term bear market. So, bear market is a downtrends and the bull market is upper trends. So, to understand more in a better way, let's go to the chart where I'll show you how to configure this and how we can analyze this. So here you can see in this snippet, we are taking 50 single moving average and 200 single moving average. So let's go ahead and configure that. Okay.
Small moving average. Huh?
Yeah.
That's a question. Do you know why they call it bear? Why they call it bull?
No, never thought of it.
Yeah.
Because the bear they hit down. The bull they go up. That's why I call it bear and
Oh,
bull.
very
Oh.
nice. Right, very nice. And I guess that's why Michael Burry said that the pigs get slaughtered. No, also while the bears make money, the bulls make money, but the pigs get slaughtered.
All right. So I'm just using the trendingviews.com where I just accessing the BTC Bitcoin. Currently, there is no trend here. So let's go ahead and configure that single moving average. Yeah. So for that, what you have to do is you have to configure the indicator. As of now, there is no indicators are configured. So we have to search for moving.
It's a simple moving average. So SMA.
Some people also call it a single because I've seen that in blocks.
Okay, but mostly the actual
Mostly the
trading term.
simple. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So Here we are going to take an average of, let's configure this, length of 50. And then the next one we will take 200 days. Length for 200 days. Okay. To understand better, we'll just change the color of this. Okay. Style, we make this as green. And then a little bit thickness here. Similar here, I'll just make it red and some thickness to this line. Okay, so let's see this. As of now, we are here. Okay, you can see there's something happening here, right? The red line and green line is touching. To analyze in a better view, let's move this to per hour. Then you will be able to see. Oops. Okay. So you can see here now the market is going towards the death cross because both the lines is going towards the downtrends. Okay. So now if you want to check when this death cross has happened earlier, so for that again we'll move on to 1 day and let's see. Okay, it should be somewhere in 20th May because I remember that date where, okay, it's somewhere here. See, again towards the downtrends is going for simple, death cross. And if you see here, yeah, it's around 20th May. And there was a golden, okay, this was a golden cross. Death cross was on 25th March. So let's see the 25th March trend. It'll be somewhere here. Yeah. So for this 20, somewhere here, 25th March, right? Okay, let's. This was golden, and now the was around somewhere here. Yes, see the over here. You can see, right? It's going towards the death cross because it's going towards the below the linear line. It's over here. So now again we are hitting the death cross and probably we are moving towards the golden cross. So soon the market will be up. So this is what I'm about to show the trend here. So that's all I have it, Wayne. So I'll just stop the sharing options. Anything from your side?
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Manish for that. I think simple moving averages or SMA can be used to determine the cross. So Manish, I think when you say death cross means the trend moves below the cross.
Below the cross,
right?
yes.
And you said, and the other one when it goes
the golden cross, which is going towards up.
Going towards up, and based on the
bear market.
No, that's a bull market, right?
Bull market, yes. Sorry.
So golden is bull, and death is bear.
Yes.
And currently now in the latest trend, you are saying that we are actually
golden. We all just hit the death cross. We are moving towards the golden cross. So the golden days is going to come. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say here.
Okay. Loon, anything on your side?
Not much of a technical analysis guy. I'm much more on the news guy. Yeah. The news actually have a bigger effect on the markets. Yeah. So right now everybody is having a lot of FUD from all the establishment, all the World Bank's not helping El Salvador, IMF not helping, not going to help El Salvador, it's all the FUD.
Right.
Of course, they don't want to help.
A few things is quite interesting that I'm seeing. One is the IMF is not helping, right, El Salvador in terms of funding. So they're trying to slow the progress. It seems like they're trying to slow the progress. And then, but there's a group of entrepreneurs that's coming in to El Salvador to help them I think they made money from the crypto space, and so they are looking to build the infrastructure and all that. And I think it's quite interesting that that in today's time, with the blockchain technology, we don't need a middleman, we don't need a bank. It's just a
Yeah.
group of people coming in together, and we can make things happen. And I love that the power of that intent by Satoshi when he first created Bitcoin. I mean the blockchain, and that's something that I always kind of remember where this was going in terms of the intent. Because as we start to progress, what I see is that policies will come in. I mean, with the recent Mark Cuban, the rug pull on the Titan coin, right? That he so evidently preached about, and everybody who believed him and thought that he had the answers because he was like this genius, and everybody just went in and put the money, and he apparently got out of it. So whether he was part of it or whether, yeah, or more from a face point of view, we don't know, but the lesson there is that it really comes back to what you really believe in. Do you really believe in Bitcoin, blockchain, as the leading technology that will carry us, or can anybody else come in and become the Bitcoin? There's a lot of kind of uh, two roads junction. But as of now, it seems that countries are adopting Bitcoin. So until that narrative change, I will change as an investor. So that is a rule of thumb that we can always look. What are the people doing? What are the community saying? And then we align to that. So
Yeah. One thing is always see what they do, but not what they say. They all the hedge funds will say, nobody want to invest in Bitcoin, nobody like all fat. Then behind the scenes, they're offering special promotion for their top big whales on cryptocurrency. It's like
right.
this you will not see in mainstream news because they don't want to report it. They want to keep everybody else, I would say, dumb and subservient, so they can be slaves to wherever they have. Yeah, you must read between the lines, to see what they really want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're right
So
when you say that. That's why I like the idea of looking at the actual transparency that happens in blockchain. If you know the wallet of some of these millionaires, you can look at the buy and sell. Back in the
yeah,
stock market, I did a video to show how you can see what Warren Buffett is doing. And in fact, I think recently Warren Buffett is also I think he bought into a bank that does cryptocurrencies, right? I can't
yeah,
remember
he
the name of
invested
it.
in a bank.
I invested in
Yeah,
a
he
bank.
gave money to a bank that favors cryptocurrency. It's like they will in public they will have to say what they will have to say, but I'll see
Right.
what they do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's different. Yeah. I'm looking actually
Why?
at what Mike. Sorry, Lun.
Yeah, why I'm such a advocate for Bitcoin is because Bitcoin is the gold standard for liberty. The only thing that you truly own. What do you truly own in your life? Your cash in the bank, your property in your house. All this is controlled by the government. Anytime they say, I want to tax you 100% on tax, you have nothing to do. You cannot move your house overseas, right?
Right.
And your
Right.
cash, you just inflate. You can't move your cash. It'll be like Venezuela. The cash is like garbage.
Right. Right. And the country suffered. It became at the mercy of the dollar, and that's why most likely countries like Cuba decided to not use the US dollars. So I think there's a very big risk, and the US sees this happening because everybody is saying that they will be taking up Bitcoin. Then the question is, would they still be using US dollars? I don't know. It looks like, I mean, maybe countries don't want to say it, but I think Bitcoin will kind of replace. It will replace the currency as we know it.
Probably,
I
but
was most probably I don't think so, because one country may not adopt USD, but the rest of us will, because it's still one of the most commonly used currency. So what we do is that we will buy USD to buy Bitcoin. We use whatever fiat money we have in different countries to buy the Bitcoin, to buy USD to buy Bitcoin. So it's actually, if Bitcoin does well, USD does well too.
I guess we have to
Yeah.
see how El Salvador actually implements this at some future state, and how they actually are able to turn their country around. Because I think I believe they will start to see wealth creation happening in that country, and most of the South America and Africa, East Africa will start to follow suit.
Oh yeah. One more thing. Last week we talked about China crackdown, right?
Right.
So now we see a lot of countries are opening their doors to all the miners. Please come
Yes.
here. Please come.
Right.
We see in
Miami.
where California.
Miami is-
California.
yeah.
Miami. Yeah. See Miami. Come to Miami. We use hydroelectric. It's like
Right.
why not? So this is a good thing. I say last week you say it's only a good thing. China crackdown means China will lose out a lot of the talent,
Yes.
and
Correct.
wealth follows talent.
Right.
Yeah, all the smart guys will bring the wealth to wherever country they go to. Then they'll create whatever jobs they have to. They'll hire people there. They'll do things, and we'll just follow with them.
Exactly.
That's why
You're right.
talent is important. You know talent. That's why China very sad now. All the talents all leaving.
Right. And that's
So
why
what
from
do you think? Yeah, sorry.
No,
you ask.
carry on, Manish.
So what do you think that people not able to accept Bitcoin with the open arms? What could be one reason? What you think, Loon?
Not enough education.
Mm.
People
And how about
for
That's
Singapore, right? For Singapore, we are very traditional thinking Chinese people. Okay, all Asians are very traditional. We're in a hot gold, put under the bed, buy the house, put under the bed. Right. So this is a new technology, but they do not know that this technology will actually take over gold. Yes, gold they can keep mining, and the more gold you mine, the more valuable it is. There'll be more gold miners. It's just that it's almost infinite. You do not know how much gold there is. You get what I mean? And you can only hide so many gold bar under your bed only. Alright, people can still come in and steal you.
Yeah, some people still think that it's quite risky. That is because of do not have a proper information or proper education about this Bitcoin.
Correct.
Right? That could be one.
Mainstream news is not reporting at all. Mainstream news is just totally just wash over. We have to really dig for all the news. It's like this is cutting edge technology, but yet we are not reporting on it. So why? No, this is helping developing countries. It's actually using green energy, greener than anybody else, but yet nobody is reporting. We don't see on the news, like what happened here, what happened there. No, they never say. They only say what the establishment wants them to say, which is FUD, which is the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Because they want to keep us chained.
Many of our viewers not be aware that what is FAD and what is FOMO. I think we celebrate also. Yeah, we are frequently using FAD.
FUD. Yeah, so fear, uncertainty, and doubt for FUD, FUD, and for FOMO is fear of missing out. And that typically happens when the bull run happens and people start to put in their money, and then you start to see this thing goes up, and then everybody just start to go in. And the reverse of that is panic selling. So when the market start to drop, then the same people that runs around and saying that the sky is falling, the chickens that say that the sky is falling, so everybody just follows suit. So yeah, so Dave is
we also have the diamond hands. Can you tell them what's diamond hands?
Yeah. So Dave has a question. He's saying that are we expecting a crash based on what Michael Burry said? So any thoughts around that, Loon or Manish? Do you think what Michael Burry, I mean, he's been an expert in the housing bubble and he's saying it again. Do you think that he sees what we see or something else?
Yeah, crash in the stock market. Yes, of course. Because crash, all the stock market, you can see it's all hyperinflated. Hyperinflation means that the company is not worth the value, but yet the stock is worth the value. It's crazy. It's just going upside down. And then there's a lot of people buying it because they got a lot of cash in hand. Recently, there's a survey done by the World Bank saying that there are more cash in hand right now in their savings compared to maybe like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Of course. In fact, in Singapore, we did a recent study also. The same thing. More savings in the bank and more purchasing using transportation. I mean, like we had the Food Panda and Grab and all that. Because most of
Knowing
us
that
are
if you cannot go out to play, then all the cinemas locked down, all the disco pub, all the tech whatever, all locked down, nowhere to go. Where you spend your money on?
right.
Stupid stocks.
And you know what's interesting? Singapore is the one of the top 5 highest in terms of Google trend in terms of cryptocurrency, followed by Australia and I believe another country.
Oh,
So Singaporeans, yeah, they seems to be in the crypto space trading. I guess maybe everybody's bored at home, so most of them are just spending their time. And I mean, we hope Root Zones become a channel to educate rather than to gamble. We are not also just a side disclaimer. We are not a financial advisor company, so we're not telling you to sell. We're not telling you to buy. We are just sharing our own experience
one
and
experience
and
and information.
right
Yeah.
and what we are doing right in the market. So with that, thank you, Lun. Let me move on to sharing the fear, which we always do. We are still in the same, right? We are in the 20s. Nothing has changed so far. Today has been a quiet week, in fact.
We are
Looking at
in
the
an
trend,
extremely fear zone, is it? Yeah.
no, 23. Yeah, extreme fear. And the way
Extreme
they
fear.
calculate the fear, I mean, they gave the what it means, right? Extreme fear means can be a sign of investors are too worried. That could also be a buying opportunity, right? Which we always talk about the contrarian thinking. But when investors get too greedy, that means the market is due for correction. And it tells you the breakdown of the source, like it uses volatility, it measures market momentum, it uses social media. So are you the growth of mentioning Bitcoin. I think they have recently paused surveys because I guess that kind of skewed the data. And dominance, looking at all the data coming in, what is the most mentioned coin, and they look at trends coming from Google and Bitcoin, and based on that they give you this number. So
The fear.
something to keep, because there's a correlation between the actual fear and what's happening on the stock prices, which I'll come to shortly. So let's look at the VIX. The VIX is slightly growing. Maybe sometimes the news affects the psychology of people. So from I think a low of 18, we are moving slowly creeping up. And as this thing, the highest year was due to the recent COVID, right, that happened last year. So the VIX was at 75. Now it's at a low. But I think as more news start to come out about the
Yeah.
printing of
You can
dollars,
see the March 25th, there was a high term
mm,
where yes, correct. So that's what I was also showing,
right.
the golden cross during that time.
Mm.
Yep.
So you see a correlation between the
Yeah.
golden cross and this. Very nice. So you can see. I mean, it's a very good analysis, Manish, that you have done. So there's correlation between the stock market and also crypto. I guess
Mhm.
because the same people, the same investors are trading. They are trying to find the best possible way to get their return on investment. Like
Mm.
us, right? Right now we are not buying stocks. We are waiting for actually not to come from a fear angle, but we are waiting for that opportunity to buy good stocks that produce cash flow at a cheaper rate for us, like definitely not Tesla, because Tesla is just pure capital. We're looking at Johnson and Johnson, McDonald's, Colgate, um,
Amazon.
Amazon, right? So these are good companies that it's too pricey now for us as retail investors to go in, but it's something that we will look at. Let's go to the top 10. So in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is down by 3.43, Ethereum down by 1.69, USDT is slightly up by 0.15, BNB down by 1.78, Cardano is down by 1.70, Dogecoin slightly up by 0.5, but we're still down from the previous high of I think up to 70 cents. We were there. XRP down by 3.87. USD coin is up by 0.10. Polkadot is down by 2.06, and Uniswap is down by 1.67. Solana is also down by 1.87. Going to the 3 months chart, we are still down, as you can see, bearish on Bitcoin. Ethereum, we are up by 23.6, right? BNB also up. Cardano, Dodge, of course, is at 400%. XRP is 60, and Polkadot, is down. USDT and Uniswap.
Basically,
Lana, of
now
course,
everything's down.
yeah. So yeah, we it's part of the what we anticipated when we've been saying that from June right up to maybe about August, we'll be expecting this, and we'll start to see the bull coming in sometime in August all the way to Christmas. So how much will it be? It's hard to say. Could it be 5x from the current price? I hope, because last year 10,000 and we went to 63. That's 6x. So let's see how that is.
I think we should also cover last time, maybe next time, what was the market during the same mid-year last year.
Yeah, we can do a
Probably in the
correlation
next
to,
videos, and yeah, can have a correlation, see how's the trend last year during the same
right.
time. Yeah.
Awesome. And then let's go into the technicals. Again, we are at the 35,000 at a 1 day period. If you can look, that it's still channeling, right? Slightly a bit longer, as what Loon has pointed out in our conversation prior to going live. We are looking at the low of 30,000 as a support, right? Of course, the highs, we'll be looking at about somewhere in the 60,000. But it's always good to know where's your support and where's the highs. I don't see a lot of volatility still, mostly selling over the last few days. So that's why the price went down to about 35,000. Will it go down further? Yeah, I mean, I did mention on the 25th of June, there are futures for the Bitcoin options. And what is anticipated is on the 27th, which is Sunday. Maybe it could be the bloodiest Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. But again, guys, if you look at all the traders and those who have hold it, I think those who have hold it over a period of time gain the maximum amount of opportunities and less stress, right?
Yeah.
So as one of the strategies we were doing is that for every money that myself and Manish and some of our friends are making, we are buying into Bitcoin regardless of price. Look at Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor hated Bitcoin, and it was documented on his tweet. But fast forward, I mean, this guy, check out the masterclass, because he talks about first principle. He's very clear on the mechanics of the blockchain, and he's heavily raising bonds, money, billions of dollars, buying at whatever price he can, because like what Loon said, gold we can't measure, because there's a lot of people who went to Peru and purchased gold mines, and they are hoarding because they know that at some point they will be in control of the supply. But look at Bitcoin, we know where's the cap, and we know that with the rise in technology, we will reach that 10 to 20 years mark to complete it. And if Michael Saylor acquires it more, he will be maybe the I don't know what's gazillion, maybe the first, what's after trillionaire, I don't know. Maybe he'll be the first person to beat all the traditional old investors that took them 34 years. But you look at Bitcoin, the kind of market cap, when you do a comparison, it fast superseded. So it shows one thing: technology changes, and we have to adapt. And the mindset that we had in the traditional market cannot be used with the cryptocurrency. So for those traditional players, I mean, fundamentally, we still talk about the four, right? Fundamentals, technicals, risk, and cash flow. So maybe in the next topic, we'll be covering about cash flow. So we will move on to questions.
Before that, I would like to thank Dave. He tagged many of his friends.
Really appreciate
thanks
it.
for
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Rahul.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, guys. Dave is saying, okay, some great channel he has recommended. Okay, we will check those pages. Manish, I will take note of that.
Yeah.
And Dave is sharing. So, Dave, do you have any questions? Rahul, I know Rahul mentioned on money must work for us. Yeah, I think that's the game. The name of the game. I mean, we can't depend on job security. We need to have multiple stream of income, and that is always to put us in a better position so that we become valuable and we can make our claims. Thanks, Dave. Dave said Loon. I think he's gonna ask something to Loon. Dave, so Loon is a buddy of mine. In March, he changed my life, my financial destiny, because we sat down at a coffee shop, and he with one of our friend Dallin and Johnson, and he mentioned to me on getting on CoinHako and buying something, but he told me don't buy Dodge because I was, Mimi and all that. I didn't understand all these terms and all that. So I went on that. I got Dodge at 7 cents, and long story short, it times 5. My sister made money, and ever since that, I started to speak to him, and he's an avid learner. Yeah.
Yeah, we all made money lah. During
That
that
time
time,
it was 7 cents. Yeah, I bought it over when it was 10 cents.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Loon also takes Destiny to the next level. So we'll see how that. So the crash is not on crypto but on cash. No, okay. So Dave, the crash it could be both the crypto as well as the stock market because the underlining issue is two things: cash is trash, and the 0% interest rate. So there's fiat money, fake money being flooded into the marketplace. So it's only a matter of time that. Yeah, Loon, please.
Yeah. The only people who scared of crash are all the retailers like us. Those whales, they say they're not shit. They're happy for the crash.
Right.
You know what who is the governor for New York?
The governor?
Cuomo. Yeah. He's buying New York properties for cheap, right? During the COVID, he go and put poor people next to the high-end buildings. Why? To drive the price down. All these people just want to drive the price down. So the right now is overinflated in the stock market. Okay, so you will burst. That's what I'm saying. You will burst and then you will crash. When you crash, people with paper hands will sell.
Right.
Right. If you have the stock, you hold. If you don't sell, you will not lose. Then if they sell, then people will just buy it back. They'll just buy it back. But one thing about stock is that it's controlled by the company. Company can print more stocks. That's my that's my beef with it. I don't really like it when I don't control my own money. Yeah. So you must know what type of investor you are to know how you want to plan your future.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to make a quick buck, right? I tell you go casino better. Yeah, this one is for long-term investment. You must see through all the
Right. Yeah, and Robert Kiyosaki, in Rich Dad series, great books. I love it. Talks about two things. One is capital appreciation and cash flow. So, are you a capital guy, or are you looking to flip houses, or are you looking to buy houses to rent it out for cash flow? For me, I've been trained in both, but I love cash flow because it's a bloodline. If you don't have that in any company, if you don't have that in your personal finance, then it's very difficult for you to move or channel that. I think ultimately all of us are in this to get at least 2 or 3 property houses, because that's where the wealth is, and to rent it out. But before that, of course, we'll be in the paper trade, we'll be in commodities, we'll be in metals, and now hopefully will be cryptocurrency will be classified as another asset. I know India is following suit from El Salvador, right, Manish, to try to make this as an asset. But I mean, they were in denial before. Only recently they accepted.
They are also in a planning to implement the
taxation.
Taxation on the digital assets. They are considering this as a digital assets.
Yeah, but good luck taxing.
Yeah.
Good luck taxing.
And soon many of the countries also will start the taxation because it has a potential to earn, right? So wherever the earning comes, the taxation should be there.
Right.
So depends on where you put your wallet. Then if your wallet is in El Salvador,
right. Yeah.
Soon
you only need
many of the countries also start looking for the tax options, I think.
Yeah. I know Singapore is giving that kind of benefits in terms of taxation. That's why we again, I think as an economic indicator for those who didn't know, I can actually share on economic freedom. Let me just get that up. I can find it.
Texas plays an important role in attracting talent. When we say talent, the wealth will follow the talent. If you tax them too high, all your talent will just leave. Why want to pay such a high price for being here. I can just go somewhere else that I'm welcome and you won't take my money away. I work hard for my money, right? All the talents, all the smart people like think this way. Why would I want to do that?
Right. So yeah, so this is the heritage, right? This country rankings for those who didn't know. So Singapore is number 1 when it comes to economic freedom, right? Followed by New Zealand. Third is Australia, Switzerland, and Ireland. And of course, you can look at some of the many countries below us, and look at the parameters that they use. And I think that's why we are really, I mean, we are a very small country. We don't have resources, but we attract talents. And like what Loon say, whatever talents come in, that's where the money flows. And when you translate what Loon has said in terms of business, there's only 2 things: innovation and marketing. And what does innovation means? It means you use technology to take the market to a new whole level, and you need talents for that. So we are attracting that talents, and have a look at this, and look at how they actually measure the data, from the law of the land, the government size, regulations, and kind of open market. These are the parameters, right? Trade of freedom, investment of freedom, financial freedom, from policy standpoint, business freedom, labor, monetary, from government size, tax, government spending, fiscal health, and from the law of the lands, the property of rights, jurisdiction, effectiveness, and government integrity. So very important things, guys. I mean, we're living in one of the best place in Asia. So it will be sad that you don't educate yourself and not take the fruits of our labor, really use it. Don't be like a keyboard warrior. I know there's a lot. I apologize for that, but we have a lot of keyboard warriors here. Don't be
if you really want to see the how many keyword warriors, you should go CNY and then Channel News Asia and see the comments down there.
I don't
very
waste
entertaining.
Time. I don't waste time.
You should see. You can see the countries around us during this COVID. You can see. You look at our economy and the people around us, all our country, all our neighbors. You can see how they live. You just call them and see what's the situation and compare to us. That's a very good indication of how financial sound we are. There are flaws in Singapore, of course. Every country got flaws, okay. But compared to any other countries, I lived in China for 2 years, in Taiwan for 2 years, in Malaysia for 10 years. So comparisonly, this is the safest boat that I can see.
Yeah, totally agree. So we come to the end of the show. Thank you.
Probably before that, I just wanted to share something.
Sure.
Before you end up the show, I'll just share something. So guys, here, as we promised, our merchandise shop is up now. We are still working on a design. We'll be adding more products here. The team was working on the article, just released it. Maybe you can just go through it. But nice. I just want to show you the shop here. The first merchandise item is up, and go ahead and start purchasing it and start supporting Root Zones. This is the first t-shirt we have designed it for you guys, and probably more design. The team is working on it, and we are working on it, and we'll be keep on updating here the new designs.
Yeah, if you have any designs out there, you can just send it to myself or Manish, and we will have that loaded up.
Sure.
Yeah.
So with that,
I've been telling them to do the design, to merchandise, so I can spend money. I got children. My child, 9-year-old.
So there are a lot of products which we are excited to launch. Not only tees, bottoms, the mugs. Then we have notebooks, pillows, many items.
Loon, we probably will accept your Bitcoin, so you can pay us maybe by Bitcoin.
So now we are going to add. As of now, I have just integrated a Stripe and the leading bank credit cards and PayPal. We are working on some technical part where we'll be integrating with the Bitcoin payment as well. Yeah.
We have GSC voucher soon, right? I will use it to buy.
Oh, okay. We'll take fiat money. Why not? Loon, why not? Let's do that. So that's all we have. We will see you same time, same channel tomorrow. Thank you and have a great Saturday.
And if you have any further questions, please let us know.
Take care.
Take care.